starting in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to all of you in our second lecture of CCNA 200-301. In our first lecture, I tried to give you a brief introduction of your course and share some tips about your exam. This exam can try to clear your networking path as I discussed a clear path for you, which certification you need to complete your goal of life. Now let's take a start without wasting any single moment. This is the definition of network: connectivity of different devices through some sort of medium for the purpose of communication is called networking. It's the complete definition of CCNA and networking. I think because all four main components are covered in this definition. The given picture also helps us to understand our networking or our network. Through this definition, we are able to understand that we must have a detailed information about four main components of our network. The first one is your devices. The second one is your connectivity or medium. The third one is your connectivity issues. And fourth one is your communication. And our course is actually defining all these four steps in detail. And if you have a good knowledge about these four main pillars of network, definitely you can work in any very good organization. And our CCNA course is actually defining these four main pillars in detail. The globalization of internet has empowered individuals to create information that can be accessed globally. Remember that all of us are using networking in some fashion, like texting, social media, collaboration tool, blogs, and wikis. We are enjoying internet, which is a very good example of networking. Our network has two main components. LAN stands for local area network and WAN stands for wide area network. And internet is a combination of different LANs and WANs. We just need to understand all these. Means we are using these services, but we are not aware about this, how these services are actually working. Some key benefits of networking are: the data network has evolved into helping support the way we can work. Online learning opportunity, as you are using, decreases decreases costly and time consuming travel. Employees training is becoming more cost effective and saving a lot of through outsourcing. So these are key benefits by using which we are earning or saving a lot through our internet. Most of the people were not aware from all these benefits, although some people having its knowledge but not using properly. But in this time of lockdown, when corona hits every person's personal life, everyone, mm, everyone, single person or any organization like schools, colleges, universities, and even grocery stores and all other professions working on online apps. Wow, it's very good to play game. We listen to music, watch movies, read books, and download material for future offline access. Network allows online gaming in the ways that were not possible before. And in the same way, offline activities also, um, you can see here, offline activities have also been enhanced by networks, including global communications, communities for a wide range of hobbies and interests. And nowadays, When we cannot go out, there is only one thing which can keep us inside, and that is networking means internet. You people knows better how how we how you can enjoy online and offline games. I loves to play games, but not able to find any time to enjoy these games. We can categorize our network into four main components. The first one is your small home network. Small home network connects a free computers to each other and one internet connection, as all of us are using in our homes. The second one is your small office, home office network. Also, a term is used in your network SOHO, stands for small office, home office. In this type of network, enables computer within a home or remote office to connect to a corporate network. The other thing is medium to large network, which is the main goal of our course. Many locations with hundreds or thousands of interconnected computers with each other. And the next thing is your worldwide network. Connects hundreds of millions of computers worldwide, such as internet. Remember that our network has two main categories. LAN stands for local area network and WAN stands for wide area network. Although there are many big differences between LAN and WAN, but I think that the main difference between LAN and WAN is the, the such network whose connectivity is dependent upon internet or any public infrastructure, that is known as WAN or wide area network, and such network whose connectivity is not dependent upon any public infrastructure or internet, that is known as LAN, local area network. We have two models in organizations when we are making any network. First one is your client and server model, which is definitely followed in all the big organizations or large organizations. Every computer connected to a network is called a host or end device. In this type of network, we have two main roles for devices. First one is your servers and second one are your clients. Servers are computers that provide information to end devices on the network. For example, your email servers, web servers, or file servers. In our previous lecture, I tried to discuss about some other servers like Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, and so on. And I have also discussed with you that without these servers, our network is not completed. That's why I recommended to you after CCNA, you must start your MCS. The second thing of our network is clients. So clients are the computers that send requests to the servers to retrieve information, such as a web page from a web server or email from an email server. So simply, the main difference between server and client is the device who is giving any service, that is known as server, and the device who is taking service from that is known as a client. The second type of network is peer-to-peer network, also known as workgroup-based network, which is a term of Microsoft. Client and server software usually run on separate computers. Remember that your local laptop can be a server or can be a client. It depends upon the operating system which we have installed on that machine. Remember that when new version of Windows comes, along with the new versions of servers also comes in the market. As you know that many different versions of Windows like Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and so on. In the same way, there are many different models of servers like Server 2000, Server 2003, Server 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, server 2012 R2. In the same way, sorry, server 2016, and nowadays the new version of server is server 2019. So many different versions of Windows and servers are available in the market. Actually, when was discussing about MCSE, MCSE means to understand how to manage server operating system. However, in small businesses or homes, it is typical for a client to also function as a server. These networks are called peer-to-peer networks or workgroup-based networks. This type of networks are usually used for resource sharing or data sharing. These resources can be hardware sources, or these sources can be a software sources. For example, we have only one printer in our office, and all of us we want to use that server. We can make a small peer-to-peer network, and we can attach that server, that printer with any machine, and we can share that printer through that machine. And now all these people in our network can enjoy that printer, that internet, or that any other device which we have shared through our network. This network has some advantages and disadvantages also. Its benefits are easy to set up, less complex, and lower cost, but it has some disadvantages also. No centralized management or control or administration, not as secure, not scalable, and having slow performance. Network components. A network can be as simple as a single cable connecting two computers, or as complex as a collection of networks that span the globe. Network infrastructure contains three broad categories of network components. As we have already discussed in our definition of networking, our main network components are devices, medium or media, and the next thing is services which we want to use. Our network devices are divided into two main categories: the passive devices and active devices. Passive devices are those devices who no need of power or electricity to run. Although these devices are very important in our network, and without these devices, we cannot complete our network. But the main focus of our this CCNA course is on active devices. Our active devices are those devices who needs power or electricity to work. These are routers, switches, our firewalls, and so on. Our active devices are also divided into two main types. The first one is your intelligent devices or manageable devices. Intelligent devices are those devices who has an operating system. As you use any operating system in your laptop or PC, in the same way, our routers and switches also use an operating system which is known as IOS, Inter-Network Operating System, which is the brand of Cisco. You must have listened this word in uh, Apple phones, or I think in your Apple laptops and so on. Non-intelligent, the second one is your non-intelligent or non-manageable device. As we were discussing, the second type of devices are non-intelligent devices, also known as non-manageable devices. Non-intelligent or non-manageable devices are those who actually don't have any operating system. And when you can understand that these devices don't have any operating system, we cannot give them any order, or we cannot make any configuration or any changing in it. These devices although have a small operating system, which is known as their default operating system, and by using that default operating system, they act according to their default behavior. The most wide example of this type of device is your hub using your network. But remember that nowadays we normally not like to use hub in our network. Our switches has replaced the need for your hub. Our network devices are divided into three main categories. The first one is your end user devices like your PC or laptop, your IP phone and IP cameras. The second type of devices are very important like routers, switches, and your access point, which is the main focus of our CCNA course. As these devices are made by Cisco, although many other vendors are available in the market, but this course of CCNA is a very broad course in which these devices are discussed in detail. The last one is your security devices like your firewall, ASA, IDS, IPS, and so on. We will see all these things in the portion of security. End user devices. An end device is where a message originates from or where it is received. Here you can see that this is your one local area network and this is your second local area network. Some people are sitting here. Some people are sitting here and some people are here. Actually, they want to communicate with each other. On these devices, they are seated that are known as your end devices. And actually, these are your networking devices through which they are able to communicate. Data originates with an end device, flows through the network, and arrives at an end device. The second one are your intermediary devices. An intermediary network device interconnects end devices in a network. For example, your switches, your access points, your routers, and your security device firewall. The management of data as it flows through a network is also the role of an intermediary device, including regenerate or retransmit your data signals, maintain information about what paths exist through the network and interconnect. As we says that our router is also a best path selector. Means router decides that which path is better or shorter one for our communication. Notify other devices of errors and communication failure. In the same way, these devices also remain in touch with other devices, and if any device fails, they inform all the other devices in the network. The next thing is your security device. Definitely, we can design our network by using CCNA. We can manage or control our network by using MCSC. But last of this, we need to secure our network. As security is a very big concern nowadays, and there is not any single organization without security. So you must have a very good knowledge of security. Network security is an activity designed to protect the usability and integrity of your network and data. It includes both hardware and software technology. Means that normally which firewall we use in our laptop, that is a software network, in software firewall. In the same way, as we are discussing about routers and switches, our firewalls are also hardware firewalls. And we like to use both hardware and software firewalls in our network to make our network secure and protected. In the picture, you can also see that this is our whole network. At the end of our network, we have used a layer 3 switch, which also acts as a router. Definitely, we need any layer 3 device to communicate with rest of the world. And in the same way, here you can see that all these devices are able to connect or communicate with internet by using this switch, which is also a router. But To make my network secure, we have placed a security device here, that is ASA, Adaptive Security Appliance, which is the modern form of your firewall. It is a good security device which is introduced by Cisco to make our network protected. Remember that normally in our network we have only one gateway, means one passing the through gate, and at that point we like to use a security device so that all our traffic can pass through this. Normally, our these security devices allows only trusted people to come in our network, and all the untrusted traffic or unknown traffic is dropped. Yes, device symbol. Here you can see that these are some symbols for devices. When we will start our labs or we will draw any topology on whiteboard, definitely we need some symbols to understand these devices or this topology. And in the same way, if you will read any book, definitely there you will find many topologies. Topology is actually the physical layout of network, means how we are connected devices, in which design or fashion we have connected these devices with each other. So which devices we have used in our network, to show you, we like to use different symbols. The first one is your router symbol. The second one is your firewall symbol. This is the symbol for hub, and this one is the symbol for a layer 2 switches. Remember that our networking devices are divided into two main layers. The first one is your layer 2 devices, and second one are your layer 3 devices. Layer 2 devices are those devices who communicate or sending data sending or receiving perform on the basis of MAC address, and those devices who make sending and receiving of data on the basis of IP address are known as layer 3 devices. Normally, switch in our network is a layer 2 device, and our other devices like routers, our firewalls, our PCs or servers are our layer 3 devices, because they can understand IP address. And in the same way, we like to use two types of addresses in our network. The first one is your physical address, your MAC address, and second one is your logical addresses, your IP address. This is the symbol of layer 3 switch, also known as multi-layer switch. By default, it is a layer 2, but it can use the functionality of layer 3. That's why it is also known as multi-layer switch. This one is a symbol of PC server, and these are also some special types of switches which are known as frame relay switches, FRS switches. It is the most modern technique which is used in some organization for very fast internet connectivity. And this one is the symbol of your cloud, and definitely all of you have seen this signal of wireless or Wi-Fi. So thank you very much in today's lecture.